Hello, everybody. Welcome to Cascade Hypnosis Center. It is a beautiful day here, maybe a little windy, but we're just going to get started here. So, Tina, great to see you. John, Regina, Roy, John Epstein, great to see you again. And Paul, great to see you again. Mike, all right. Welcome, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started. Let me get my view set properly here. All right, very good. Very good. So we're here today to talk about how to get your first clients as a professional hypnotist. And last week we talked about how you're going to make money as a professional hypnotist. And it was so well received because it was very practical and people really liked. This is one of the two questions that we get asked all the time. And as a matter of fact, I didn't always talk about how to make money because we're very heart-centered and results-oriented. But everybody wants to know, how am I going to make money as a professional hypnotist, and can I do it? And so last week we talked about how are we going to make money, and this time is how are you going to get your first hypnosis clients? And so let's dive into that content right now. Welcome, everybody. And I'm Erika Flint. I'm here in beautiful Bellingham, Washington. Hi, Sue. Nice to see you here. Welcome. Please use the chat and let us know where you guys are at. Where are you? Are you here in the Pacific Northwest? Are you where Tim is? Tim is in Hawaii, everybody. So Tim is our director of admissions. You can always post any question that you would like to Tim. As a matter of fact, I forgot to mention that if you would like a copy of, I just got to point the other direction, Can You Be a Hypnotist? Just leave a comment in the chat below and Tim will make sure to get you a copy of that. That's definitely related to what we're talking about here today. So we're in beautiful Bellingham, Washington. It's 90 miles north of Seattle. I can see Vancouver, BC from my deck, actually, and it's really quite remarkable when the sun is setting and you can see like all of these pink colors coming from so far away. So where is everybody? All right, Southern California, Chicago, Central Point, Oregon. All right, Colorado Springs, Delaware. All right, welcome everybody. Thank you for taking the time today. We're going to have an hour here. It's going to go really quick. If you have any questions, post them in chat. Tim can answer most of all the questions. If he can't, he'll bring it to me and then I'll answer it, okay? I created Cascade Hypnosis Center in 2013 after a period of deep suffering. And I didn't even talk about it for a while, but I ended up in the emergency room because of alcohol. And yeah, I wasn't sure if I wanted to live anymore. Now, thankfully, that time has passed. And when I realized what I wanted to do, I realized I had to have a new way of living. And that's when I found hypnosis. So hypnosis really saved my life in a lot of different ways. It helped me stop drinking, got rid of my TMJ, I lost weight, losing anxiety. Okay. I got into this self-serving at the beginning, but then I realized how powerful it was. I'm previously a software developer. And so I recognized the power of the subconscious mind. And I knew immediately how powerful hypnosis was. And because it helped me so much, I needed to go out and tell everybody about it. So I had a very busy practice, but I did go full time in less than a year. And that's what a lot of our grads want to be able to do. They want to transition from what they're doing now into something else, whether that's a full-time practice where you might be seeing clients 4 or 5 days a week, or a part-time practice. I immediately became a trainer because I was busy and I hired my grads. And so we've been doing that since 2014 and training a lot of professional hypnotists. And it has really been a great honor to do that. And so that's what we're here today, is to share that with you. I'm a board certified hypnotist with the National Guild of Hypnotists. I've won a bunch of awards. I like to speak there and share the good news about hypnosis and how to help people. I'm an author of 4 books, and my first one is Reprogram Your Weight. My goal is to change 1 million lives with the power of hypnosis. Each hypnotist will work with at least 1,000 clients, and we're going to train 1,000 people. And that brings us to 1 million lives changed with the power of hypnosis. And why we want to do that is to shift and change the public's opinion of hypnosis. And that's part of education, which is part of what hypnotists do. Now, our agenda today, we're going to talk about the professional hypnosis that we practice at Cascade Hypnosis Center. So I don't teach you anything that we don't use with clients day in and day out. So it's uber practical. We don't carry anything forward if there's a better way of doing it. It's a systematic and repeatable system, which makes it easy for you to have success immediately. And so students have success in class, but they also have insight and breakthroughs, and they'll have a personal experience with hypnosis, which makes you a true believer. And then it's a lot easier for you to do hypnosis with other people. You don't need any previous experience. You don't have to be a counselor or a therapist. And the reason for that is because the answers are within our clients. Okay, we're going to create an environment where our clients feel safe enough to make the changes. Okay. And today we're looking at it through the lens of how to get your first clients as a professional hypnotist. It's important that you guys are able to make money doing this. This isn't for parlor tricks or games on Friday night. Professional hypnosis where you're going to work with somebody probably in an office setting, helping them with really hard things, right? Now, today you're here probably because you're thinking about becoming a professional hypnotist. You might have already had an experience with hypnosis. You might have already been through it, or maybe a friend has, or something like that. But you probably know the power of the mind, right? And you want the skills of a professional hypnotist. This isn't stage hypnosis. This is clinical, working one-on-one with your clients hypnosis, okay? So this training is for people with a servant's heart. You want to do this for the greater good. It tends to be coaches, healers, professionals, nurses. We have a lot of teachers, retired folks, that type of thing. But everybody's very compassionate and really wants to help people do hard things. And thankfully, that's what we get to do with hypnosis. So do you feel like you are meant to help others in lasting and meaningful ways? And are you intrigued by how the mind works and believe we are more inherently powerful than we realize? We will cover some basic questions today that a lot of people ask. Why become a hypnotist? What is it like? Does it actually work? Yes. Can you really do it? How does our training work? What does our training include? We'll get to the point of what happens when class is over. How do we help you be successful with your first clients? What is the price and when is the date and when is the next steps? So why become a hypnotist? To help people in a meaningful way. Go help people where they're at in your communities. How are they struggling, right? You can earn a great income, part or full time, and there's not a lot of investment, meaning you can work out of your home, you can work out of a small office, you can sublease. So there's very few expenses to get started. Getting started is really affordable. Most of the expenses really just in the first training, and then you can work from home, work from an office, something like that. You can also work as much or as little as you want. Right? It's an entrepreneurial profession. So a lot of people like the ability to run their own practice. Other reasons, personal. A lot of our incoming grads come in for personal reasons. They are unsatisfied with the relief they've gotten from either Western medicine or therapy or whatever they've got going on in the world, and they want to get the solution themselves. We also have a lot of grads who come in because they want to help their mom. They want to help their sister. And in those cases, there's usually some medical issue that is unresolved. So they want to become a professional hypnotist and help the person that they love. Isn't that sweet? And for spiritual growth, right? So there's a lot of great reasons to become a professional hypnotist. Hypnosis works even when everything else has failed. This is one of my favorite stories about a client, and she came to me with debilitating anxiety. And she came to me when she was pregnant, and she was fearful that she was going to pass on her anxiety to her kids. And she was so anxious that we had to do extra anti-anxiety techniques to get her started. But after the second session, her nightmares were gone, completely gone. And these nightmares were really driving her crazy for a very long time. She had tried everything. And so I love to share this story because it made all the difference in her life. She ended up having 2 kids, but because of the trauma in her life, it was hard for her to become a mom without feeling so anxious. So this was a real shift in her life where there was a before and an after. Before hypnosis, where she was really anxious and scared, and then after hypnosis. And after that second session is when everything really changed for her. I ended up doing 6 sessions with her, but it was the second one that really made a difference. Now, today we're going to talk about 3 proven ways to make money as a professional hypnotist, a practical path to income, impact, and success. So number 1, work with private clients. Okay, this is the number 1 way that you're going to make money at the beginning. And I know a lot of people want to go directly to group, or they want to go directly to a one-to-many situation where they can make more money. And that's not what I recommend. I want you working with private clients. You're going to get so good at it. It does not take very long. So this skill of you working with private clients, getting testimonials and getting referrals from that, when you're getting results for your clients, they speak for themselves. So this is one of the first things that you're going to do is work with private clients. Now, a lot of business advice will tell you you've got to niche down. And I always found that hard for a lot of our grads, right? Because just like in college, or you might have some students come and they know exactly what they want to do. They know the major they want to major in, and they know exactly what they want to do. Not all students are like that. And same thing with hypnosis. Not everybody knows what their niche is. And I find you do not need to niche down at the beginning, okay? And the reason for that is because we help people with really big emotional issues, okay? And so we focus on emotion. If you narrow down or if you niche down too quickly, sometimes people have a really hard time starting their business. You're going to create and share your why. It's a conversion story. This is like the story that I told you guys briefly earlier about how I got into hypnosis. You will be sharing something about you, someone in your life. It doesn't have to be about you personally. It's your why. And it's a conversion story. So it's going to help people want to work with you. So you're going to share a story of your experience, of maybe an experience in class or a neighbor or something like that. But these are written as stories, and they're very compelling for our potential clients, right? The brain is ready to receive stories in general. And so this is really helpful for our potential clients to recognize the relief they can get. So we want to tell practical stories of success based on our clients' success. So that's one of the first things that you will do. Now, 2025, what are clients seeking support for? It's some of the same things: weight, lots of anxiety, lots of sleep. Lots of those 3 things, but there's a lot of folks coming in with boundaries, with ADHD, thinking they're ADHD, wanting to know how to address these types of things. And a lot of people are experiencing physical pain in their body too. So we can help with hypnosis. We get the honor of helping people reduce the sensation of pain in their body, so that they can reduce the suffering and live more openly and freely. Now, clients are seeking these things. And when we are telling our story, our why, what is it that our clients are buying? They're buying authenticity. Have you guys been online before and you see these stories that they just don't seem true? You're like, really? Come on. And so we are going to tell a story that's authentic, that's true, and it resonates with people that want the same success. So with authenticity, we want to be authentic, and that's easy to do when we're helping our clients with really hard things. So there's nothing made up here. The marketing is you're just telling your client's story, okay? It feels really good, and our clients can recognize authenticity right away. For new hypnotists, we're looking at about $800 to $1,600 for a 5-session package. That would be here in Bellingham. If you're in a big city, you can probably get away with more than that. But that would be at the very beginning. Now, experienced hypnotists can charge anywhere from $1,800 to $3,500, even more than that, of course. All right. Now, to get to $10K a month, here's the model to get to $10K a month. So we're going to make it easy. Let's just say that you're selling packages for $1,000. If you're selling packages for $1,000, that would be 5 sessions. That's probably a starter rate. All you're going to do to get to 10K hypnotist there is you're going to work with 10 people in a month. And the easy way to get there is you're going to talk to one person a day about hypnosis, okay? There are 20 working days in a month. You're going to talk to one person basically for full time. during your day, one person, and we have a 50% conversion ratio. So that means you'll sign up 50% of those people. Okay. So how are you going to do that? We want to make it super simple for you so that you don't feel overwhelmed and thinking that you have to do 10 million things, right? So we want you to have a strategy, and that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about the strategy for getting clients, and the first one is work with a lot of private clients, get their testimonials. We have a testimonial process for you to get a lot of good testimonials, honest testimonials, making it easy, and let the results speak for itself. Okay. And how do we do that? We're going to use social proof. We're going to get testimonials, and we're going to do live events, which will bring us to number 2. Okay. Now, earlier I said, here's what clients are coming in for. They're coming in for weight loss. They're coming in for pain management. They're coming in for anxiety. But what's the actual underlying root cause? Trauma, abandonment, shame, unworthiness. So even if our clients think they're coming in for something like, oh, I just need to stop snacking, it's very likely that there's a much deeper situation going on there. And we're really going to be working with some core issues of belonging, self-worth, and that type of a thing. Okay. I mentioned this because I've had plenty of our students say, I don't really want to do weight loss or smoking. Those seem boring. I want to do the hard ones. I want to work with the people who have really big issues. Let me tell you, they're all still there. Even if it seems like it's not a big deal, the core issues are hidden within weight loss, they're hidden within smoking. The presenting issue that our clients come to us with is often different than the actual underlying issue. Okay. So number 2, the second thing that you're going to do is you're going to teach classes live or online. And I mentioned that this is how we increase our authority. This is how you increase your credibility. Okay. And it is so easy to teach hypnosis classes in the community. Everybody wants hypnosis classes. Okay. Everybody, like your doctor's office, your dentist's office, community centers, Kiwanis, all of these places would love to have a hypnotist come and teach a calming relaxation. We have classes that are very popular for businesses. For example, the Stress Buster Workshop. Taking the Stress Buster Workshop to businesses is a great opportunity for a brown bag lunchtime, a Friday afternoon type of a thing. And so when you're bringing the real you in front of people, it really seals the deal. Okay. And here's why. Because a lot of people are still afraid of hypnosis. Okay. You guys have heard what people think in the world, what they think hypnosis is, right? They think it's up on the stage, or they think it's mind control, or they think it's all of these things, right? And so there's still some of that out in the world where people want to believe, but they're just not sure. Okay. And so that saying really translates to that they're not afraid of hypnosis, but they're afraid of the hypnotist. So that's how it usually translates, meaning people want to do hypnosis, but they're just a little leery about the actual person. And so this is why we can get rid of all of that and show up live, teach at the library, teach at your Sunday school, teach at the women's meeting on Thursday, give your book club a cool short hypnosis thing, go into the businesses when they see you face to face. Again, that plays into authenticity, but it really helps, okay? Because they see you, right? So that's part of the job, is to teach classes. Now, you might teach a class online. You might do it just exactly how we're doing right now. Zoom, invite a bunch of people, okay? But you could do it in person. Either way, you'll likely record it, and then you'll share information from that on social media, okay? So teaching classes live or online is the second way. Now, I say it's the second because normally you're going to get clients first, right? You're going to get your very first clients and get referrals and testimonials from them while you're putting your class together. Okay, so some of these things are a little bit of an overlap, but we definitely want you focusing on getting your first clients as soon as possible. We call it classroom to client. Okay, so the way that we teach our hypnosis certification course, which is 7 days, is so that you have everything you need and are inspired and feel confident in your ability to go immediately from class and go right into working with clients. We don't have to have a bunch of stuff memorized. We're not memorizing the DSM. We're not following a lot of these kind of pre-formatted rules in order to get our clients relief. We are helping our client calm down their nervous system enough and depotentiate the left hemisphere so the thinking mind goes away for a little bit so that we can access subconscious. Okay. And from there is where our client's relief is and the answers. Okay. So when we teach classes in the community, now we are serving our community. Okay. I used to teach classes on like how to fall asleep, get rid of cravings, anti-anxiety. You can't teach enough of those, especially these days. The world is too chaotic. People need a handle. They need somebody who can walk in the room and harness the calm and the presence. And that can be you. That can be you. When you walk in the room and you are stable and calm and it makes everybody else feel better. And if you teach from that place, wow, you're going to change a lot of people's lives. Here is a picture of me teaching a community class. I'm not up on a big stage. I'm just at the community center. This was for Reprogram Your Way. And you can see there's some CDs there. So it must have been a couple of years ago. This is a great way to get clients. It's a great way to serve your community because we would get 30 or 40 people to come to this event. But that's not it. That's not it. Here in Bellingham, this class is at the co-op. Bellingham Food Co-op, more specifically. The Bellingham Food Co-op has a 40,000 physical address mailer. So every time I taught a class here, this would get put out to 40,000 people in the greater Whatcom County with my picture on it. Erika's teaching a hypnosis class. We got clients from that. They couldn't make the class, but they love the co-op and they're perusing it. And oh, geez, there's a hypnotist in town. And oh, the co-op thinks she's good enough to teach a class. So we always got clients from that. Okay. Plus, I just love being there for the community. I want to be able to help the people who live right here. And when your own community, if this is a dream of yours too, you know what's going on in your community. You know what some of the issues are. You know when things happen, right? And so we want to be there and be able to help people when they're struggling. And that's some of these small classes can do that really well. Okay. So we're going to educate people on what hypnosis really is and the practical ways it can be used. Those are some of the stories that you're going to be telling, like how practical hypnosis is, how it's helping people fall asleep, how it's helping them get rid of cravings, how it's helping them stop smoking, how it's helping them give better speeches, show up for themselves more professionally and do a good job at the presentation, right? We get to teach small, short classes that are super effective and useful for our communities, okay? And from that, we will get clients. And this was a little bit bigger of an event where we rented a hotel, the banquet in the hotel, and we invited a bunch of people for Reprogram Your Way. And we had this one professionally recorded, okay? But this was an excellent event as well. You need the right training for what you want to do, okay? There's a lot of hypnosis out there, but I can tell you, I got previous training right here in Bellingham from a class at the technical college. It was awesome. It was an awesome class. It was every Wednesday night for 2.5 hours, and I'm still friends with people in that class. This was like 13 or 14 years ago, but I had no idea what to do when I graduated from that class, meaning it was a hypnosis course. It was not a professional hypnosis course. It didn't teach me what to ask my clients. I didn't know how to do an intake. I didn't know what forms to fill out. I didn't know how to take my client from presenting issue all the way through the process to full relief. That class was merely technique, no strategy, zero strategy. And that can be overwhelming because I still see it. We get a lot of questions, and you'll see a lot of questions online. What do I do with this client? Does anybody have a script for this? How does this work? Does anybody know what to do here? You don't have to do any of that with a systematic approach, okay? So if you have a systematic approach, it makes it easy for you to work with nearly anybody, as long as they want to do hypnosis with you, because we're going to follow an emotional scale. And I'm going to get to that in just a second. You do want to have a strategy for hypnosis session management. You want to have a strategy for business building, growing your practice. You want to have a strategy for self-care and internal state regulation. You're going to have to take care of yourself. You're going to be helping people with hard things, which means they will be emoting in front of you all day long. And you need to be able to deal with that and not start crying with them. It's going to ping on your own issues if you haven't addressed them. Okay. So we get to practice really being present. We get to practice stopping the world for our clients. When you stop the world for your clients, everything falls into play. Okay. Not having a systematic approach will stop you from being successful. It stops a lot of people. And we know that because they come train with us. So when the approach is systematic, you get to be fully present with your client because you know the strategy. You don't have to have anything memorized. Okay. That's really what it comes down to. You get to be fully present with your client and really notice micro expression, color on their face, a hesitation, a sigh. This is where we get to do really good work. Why? Because your client is going to say to you, Erika, I have never told anybody that in my entire life, not even my spouse. Your clients will tell you things that they are so ashamed or are so buried or so old, they have never, ever told anyone. How do we do that? We create a safe space for them by stopping the world. A powerful proven system of hypnosis called 5-Path, 5-phase advanced transformational hypnosis developed by Cal Banyan over 20 years ago, but it has a history that goes beyond that with Gerald Kine and universal therapy. So it's been around a really long time, and it uses techniques from psychotherapy to get our clients really good results. Okay, so the first one, and I told you it follows an emotional scale. Okay, so the first phase 1 is preparation, testing, and convincing. And what we're going to do here with our clients is bring up hope. Our clients are not hopeless. Even if they say they're hopeless, they're not. They would not be in your office if they were hopeless. But we want to increase that hope because by the time they've made it to your office, it's very likely they've tried everything else. Most people don't go to the hypnotist straight out of the gate. So by the time they make it to us, they've tried this, that, the other, and it failed. So sometimes they're getting to a place where this is the last resort, which can work in our favor. It really can. Okay. We're going to bring up hope. When our client leaves that first session, I can't tell you how many times I've had clients say to me, Erika, I forgot what good felt like. Have you guys ever had an experience where you get so far removed from your core self, or you get so far removed from something that felt good, you forgot about it until you're reminded? That happens all the time in hypnosis. Clients are reminded who they are. They're reminded of happiness, of joy. And the brain remembers that too. And the body's going to make those feelings again. This can be very powerful for our client's physical system to be reminded of something that felt good in their body. Phase 2, age regression. This is the most powerful technique that we have as hypnotists. Don't listen to anybody that tells you that age regression shouldn't be done or we're just like re-traumatizing them. No, that is just the way you might do it if you have no skill, if you have no expertise, and if you don't know what you're doing. Age regression is normal and natural. Anybody with PTSD is doing a real-time age regression in that moment to a negative state. The brain is bringing up a negative experience in real time, might not be associated to anything happening now. Age regression is something that the brain does naturally. We're going to use it very skillfully and real short. What we're going to do, we're going to put a new ending on the sentence. When the client experienced any level of trauma, the brain kind of split off, leaving some parts of the brain unfinished, unprocessed by autobiographical information. That is what is causing our clients a problem. It's like a live wire in their nervous system. Anything hits on it, right? We get to go in as professional hypnotists and we get to keep their nervous system calm. That's the key. They're going to stay calm in that experience. They realize they didn't die. Okay, so there's part of the brain that is thinking that they didn't die. It's a deep part of the brain. We get to put a new ending on this story. Okay, it's highly effective. Clients leave feeling like a weight was lifted that they didn't even know was there. All right, phase 3, forgiveness of others. So after we get rid, and this is about fear. Phase 2 is about fear. Okay. Phase 3, once we get rid of the fear in age regression, there is for certain anger there. And in class, we'll talk about how to watch for that. It's easy to overlook, and it's easy to think that the client isn't changing because now they're angry. If your client goes from fear to anger, we're going to celebrate because they just got rid of debilitating fear and now they're angry about it. So we're going to watch for that. And we're going to get rid of useless anger using an excellent technique. Anger is a real problem and people don't want to associate with it, but it really causes havoc in the physical body, all sorts of physical symptoms, back pain, skin issues, gut issues, lots of issues. Phase 4, after we help them get rid of the anger inside of them. And I usually just like to pause here a little bit because a lot of my clients would never say that they're angry. And think of the people pleasers. Okay. People pleasers who are trying to keep the peace and trying to help everybody do everything. If you don't help those people pleasers get to the real anger, because there's always some there. Okay. Resentment, unfairness, not being validated, not being treated fairly. If you don't get that, there's going to be a problem. Okay. So we're very carefully going to look at that anger. Now, once we get rid of that anger, then we're going to get rid of guilt. Okay, get rid of everything that our client has regretted. So we get to use these expert techniques to help our client move from one phase to the next. And as they do that, they're shedding all of their limiting beliefs and emotional baggage. They're feeling like $1,000,000. And then we get to use direct suggestion, really powerful, positive direct suggestion to guide them to what they actually want. Okay. Phase 5 is parts mediation therapy. Not all of our clients need to go to phase 5, but if they do, we have a technique for that using a technique called parts. You might have heard of that before, but it is a very good technique. You won't just use it in phase 5. You'll also use it for very specific other times along the client's journey when they're working with you. The reason that I like this so much, and I've been a 5-pather since 2011 or 2012, but I still do it. Right. Yes, I'm a teacher, I'm a trainer, but I still do 5-path with my clients. Like this is what I do with them. I've added things to it. There's other things that I do as well. But I think of 5-path almost plans like a blueprint, because if you were building a house, you would for sure have a kitchen and a bathroom and some bedrooms, but you might arrange them however you want. You might have 1 floor, 2 floor, right? 5-path is very flexible. But because it's systematic, you get to be in front of your client. You're not looking at scripts. You're not trying to memorize anything. You're really there with your client. So you're going to get better results for your client from the get-go with this system. And so that is why it's so good, right? It's systematic, no guessing what to do next. It's criteria-based. So there are some stopping points where you're going to be able to determine what path to take for your client. Okay. But that makes it really easy. It's either this or that. Okay. Depth testing. Hypnotic depth testing is built right into the induction. So you don't have to do that. But we do want to make sure that our client is deep enough for the work that we want to do. So there's some covert testing that we're going to do to make sure that our client is in the right space. Okay. The number one reason that I love 5-path, clients get results. That's why I keep doing it year after year after year after year. Clients get results. I remember a gentleman a few years ago called me on the phone. I signed him up the day before, called him on the phone. And he said, Erika, can you tell me why you are more than double of everybody in town? And I said, sure, it's because I get results. And I just didn't say anything else. And no hesitation. People don't want to go to someone and have to keep shopping around. They just want to come to me, get it done, know it's done, hung up. And we solved this problem in 2 sessions. Now, the secret ingredient with 7th Path is 7th Path Self-Hypnosis. You don't just want to do hypnosis with your client. You want to be able to teach them how to do it at home themselves. And so in our training course, you will be certified hypnotist, but you'll also be a certified Seventh Path teacher. This means you can teach Seventh Path as a class, but you can also teach it to your clients. So even upon graduation, you'll already have a class that you can go out and teach right away. And a lot of our grads love to do that because they love Seventh Path. You'll learn it in class, but they want to go out. They'll go out and teach a Seventh Path class once a month at a yoga studio or somewhere else. And that's how they get their clients. Okay. Number 2. Seventh Path empowers our clients for ongoing results, right? So now our clients feeling empowered. They're going home and doing the work themselves, and they're usually taking the results further than what they had originally thought by working with us, right? Now, can you be a hypnotist? This is the other question. Okay, Erika, this all sounds good, but what about me? Can I actually do it? And the answer is yes, if you want to, okay? Because there is work involved. This is not a get rich quick thing. There is heart, there is brain, and there is showing up and being present for yourself and for your clients, okay? But you can absolutely be a hypnotist. We have trained so many different people from so many different backgrounds. Are you heart-centered? Do you want to do this for the greater good? Because if you do, then you're always going to have your client's best interest at heart, and you're very likely to be a successful hypnotist. I know that there's stage hypnosis out there. We've come across folks who really aren't in this for the money. There's fame or there's a coolness, or that's not what this is. There's going to be real work here. And the best part, though, is you will get paid really well for helping people with really big problems. Okay. So imagine how different your life would be if you already knew you had the skills to be a successful hypnotist and could change people's lives with your work. Wanted compassionate hypnotist to introduce a new era of hypnosis using modern and effective techniques. Now, I told you that all of the answers are within our clients, okay? But that's usually not enough, right? If they could do it on their own, they wouldn't be coming to see you. So hypnotists play a very special role. We get to be the emotional triage. We get to be there when people are really struggling. They will come into my office and say to me, Erika, I don't know why I'm here. Like, I never in a million years thought I would come for hypnosis, but I've tried everything. I don't know what to do. I'm desperate. Okay. What an honor. How amazing is it to help somebody when they're sitting in that position and they're coming to you, a stranger? Can you help me? This is why I want you to stop the world for your clients. Yes, the answer's in them, but it's scary. And they need someone loving, someone with the right skill, someone who is willing and able to hold this space long enough for them to get it out while you remain gentle, soft, nice, funny, whatever your personality would be appropriate for this client. So we play such an important role. I'm sure you guys have had a teacher in your life or another person in your life who really, really stands out to you as really helping you because they cared. That's what we're doing here. But we don't just get to care. We actually have skill to help. I'm saying that because we get a lot of massage therapists who say, Erika, my clients are emoting on the table and I'm helping them with their body, but I want to help them with their emotions. I just want the skill to be able to do it, right? So your role cannot be underestimated. It's so important. Like the ability to slow everything down for your client. Stop the world for them so that they feel seen, heard, validated, right? That's going to happen in a sales call, very likely. And then they're going to sign up and work with you. This is a very heart-centered approach, but we have lots of neuroscience and cool techniques that we know work. So the combination of this is out of this world, okay? I'm going to show you some of our grads. This is Lisa Finn. Let me see here if I can make myself go away a little bit. This is Lisa Finn. Lisa was a life coach. Really proud of Lisa. She helps a lot of people. She wasn't differentiated as a life coach. She's a very good life coach, but it was hard really to get a lot of clients. Once she became a hypnotist, her business just took off. So if you're a life coach, becoming a hypnotist is usually a really good way to get a whole bunch of clients. People were really interested in hypnosis. And so Lisa's doing a great job. Thank you, Lisa. Kathy Hardy was a nurse, and then she became a professional hypnotist. And she was a nurse for over 30 years. I think she also wrote a couple of books. This is Barry Small. He was a teacher, and that's Maggie with him there. This is Samantha Shaw. She started her business twice. She's a personal trainer, and she added hypnosis to it, but she was here in Seattle. And then they upped and moved to Minnesota, and she was able to do the same thing and got her business started again. Okay. This is Anthony Gitch. He is just doing so well. He's one of our grads, and he started the Seattle Hypnosis Conference. So we're really proud of Anthony. And he's just an amazing human and really helping a lot of people. And Christian Scoresmith, he's in West Seattle too, authored about 4 books, really awesome grad. And we've got almost probably over 500 of our grads right now, coming from all different places, all different backgrounds. Okay. So what are the requirements? Anyone with a desire to help others at the deepest level. Okay. You don't need to have a certain degree or anything like that. You don't need a degree in psychology. You only need a life experience. Okay. And we see this time and time again, whatever your previous experience is or your professional experience now, that tends to come in very handy with whatever you're doing. The possibilities are endless with hypnosis because we help everyday people with everyday problems. That's our motto. That's the NGH's motto. Everyday people with everyday problems. We're helping everyday people with everyday problems. Can't get over a breakup, can't stop smoking. Like, it's an everyday thing. Nearly anybody you meet, when you tell them that you're a hypnotist, they're probably going to do this. Really? And they might go like this, don't look at me, when you say it, because they think you're going to hypnotize them with your eyes or something like that. But that's one of the strategies that we'll use. We'll say, yep, I'm a hypnotist. I help people with really hard things. Don't say anything else. Usually people are very interested. Oh, can you help me with this? So we really can help with a lot of different issues. But can you actually hypnotize somebody? You might be wondering that. And this is some of our students in class. The answer is yes, of course. Hypnosis is a normal and natural state of mind. We go into hypnosis as we fall asleep, as we wake up every morning. We are just going to do it intentionally and on purpose. And yes, it does take some practice, but you'll do that in class. The class is taught hypnotically. Okay, so you will be in hypnosis during class. There will be experiences of Seventh Path in class, all right? There is repetition. You'll be practicing doing hypnosis with different practice partners, so you get a nice variety. Plus, you also get online practice, just like what we're doing right now, and in-person practice too. You'll want both because clients are open to remote, and it will really open up your business for the ability to work with anyone. You don't need a bunch of inductions or a bunch of scripts. What we do is insight-based hypnosis again. So it's strategic. And so you don't have to have a whole bunch of things memorized. Okay. You'll feel a lot better with working with anybody who wants to do hypnosis with you because you're going to start with phase 1. You're going to start with preparation, testing, and convincing. Okay. So nothing I've shared with you here is a theory. Like I said, it's very practical. I'm not going to tell you anything that we don't use with clients. Okay. And that's just really important to me. I don't want to teach you something if I don't do it with clients, but I do want to teach you the things that clients love, that clients get relief from. Okay. And that's part of the class. So is now the time for you. The better the fit, the better the result. Our next class is April 27th through May 3rd. But if you're here to serve people, to create lasting change, then you're probably in the right place at the right time. And the answer is yes. Because hypnosis provides rapid and repeatable results. Repeatable. We can expect a result. We don't know exactly what the result is going to be, but we can expect a result. Okay. So if you like the idea of not just doing any hypnosis, okay, you can read a book, you can watch a video, but the hypnosis that is repeatable, been around for a long time, a lot of practitioners learning it, continuing to contribute to the body of work that we consider five path. That's how it continues to grow and get more advanced through time, more and more practitioners, right? Then you are in the right place. Here's a couple of notes from clients on what I call the hypnosis success board. I remember this client because she came to me to lose weight. But the last time I saw her, she told me that her neuropathy was better and she was able to knit again. This was so huge for her because she had cancer, and she not only the cancer, she had to go through chemo and radiation, and then her neuropathy in her hands was so bad she couldn't do her favorite thing anymore. She didn't come to me for that. She came to me to lose weight. But at the end, she said, Erika, my neuropathy, unexpected, is better, and I've been doing needlepoint again. Isn't that awesome? I have lashes and brows. So happy. This is one of our young adolescents who was stressed and pulling, trichotillomania is what it's called, pulling out her eyebrows and lashes. And she was getting relief, right? So isn't that awesome? So when is the next training? April 27th through May 3rd. Now is a really good time to sign up. There is some pre-work. There's some pre-training for you to go through. It's not very much, but we want people to come into class ready to go. You don't want to sit in class and get the Hypno 101 information anyway. You really don't want that. You want the good stuff. So there's a little bit of work ahead of time. It won't take you very long. I think it's 15 or 20 hours. Okay. Now here's a picture of us in class when we were downstairs. Here's my hypnosis chair, Blueberry, which is just right over here. Number 3, how to make money, how to get your first clients. And the third way is to generate hypnosis audio and other streams of passive income. Now, the reason I really like this one at first is because a lot of hypnotists can go and create a hypnosis relaxation recording and can do that immediately. It's inexpensive, easy to do. And now, if you have a hypnosis recording, it makes it easy for people to want to work with you. Now you have a lead magnet. Now you have an opt-in. Now you can have a little micro funnel if you'd like. But the other thing about these audios is that you're going to make them to serve your clients. Okay, so you're going to make hypnosis audios based on what's coming up in your practice. You're catching the pulse of what's going on in your practice. You're going to notice that everybody isn't sleeping. You're going to notice that all of your clients need help with something. And so you're going to make a hypnosis recording to serve your clients. But then you get to turn around and either give it away for free or you get to sell it. You can use that material, put it on your website, that type of thing. Okay. So these 3 things are how you're going to get your first clients: seeing private clients, teaching classes, and generating a hypnosis audio and other streams of passive income. There's other things, of course, that you could do to bring in new clients, but this is what we see working time and time again. Why are these 3 things working? First of all, if you're getting yourself in front of people, it's increasing your authenticity. People are seeing you face to face. Not everybody wants to buy from a web page or just a video. They want to see you face to face, especially if it's hypnosis. A lot of people already are a little leery about hypnosis, but once they meet you and see you at your live class, it changes everything. So it's the authenticity, right? But then generating this hypnosis audio, why does this work? This works because your clients get to sample a little bit of your work. They can listen to the hypnosis recording before they work with you, okay? And so these techniques are things that clients buy. Okay, they get the downloads. Now we get to email them and tell them about our next class. And it's not that much work. It's a very good system. You're going to take the pulse of the people that you're working with. You're going to be generating a hypnosis audio, maybe 1 a month. Maybe you're going to teach 1 class per month, and that would bring in enough clients for you to be happy. Now, depending on how much effort you put into sharing this information would determine how many people show up in that type of thing. We want you to build a business that works for you, right? Because if you're creating a class, create a class or audio that would serve your clients. So you want to teach a class that people already want and then they will show up. The same thing with passive income. You're going to notice what your clients need and create recordings and classes from that, okay? So you get to build a business that works for you. You get to build a business and focus on the things that your heart is really focused on. You get to start with what you love. And then you get to add structure and systems over time. But at the beginning, what we want you to do is go from classroom to client. We want you to get your first clients, usually within the first month of graduation. And we have a plan for you to do that too. Our training program is everything that you need to be a successful professional hypnotist. There's comprehensive pre-work, so you come into class all ready to go. There's a 7-day in-person training. This is live and online, so if you can't join us in Bellingham, that's okay. We love you to join us in Bellingham, but we also understand that not everybody's able to join us in Bellingham. This class is over half full. So there's not that many spaces left, especially for our in-person class. And then the 6-month implementation program. Now, you might already be a business person, you might already have your marketing figured out, but a lot of our incoming students haven't done that before. So we have a 6-month implementation program where we actually work with you to implement these 3 things that I just talked about here. Your why with a conversion story and working with private clients, a class that you can teach and bring in people regularly, and passive income, meaning a hypnosis recording. Okay, so that's part of the 6-month implementation program where we actually help you do those things. Our training program includes everything you need to be successful. So continuing, it also includes hypnosis training library. So we have advanced training on all sorts of things, including weight loss and anxiety and sleep. Now, normally I don't want our new grads to dive into the hypnosis training library right away. I want you focused on class. I want you focused on implementing what came in class and getting really good at just the hypnosis for about 6 months. And then I would want you diving into the hypnosis training library. Then you can look at the deeper stuff like, oh, now I want to focus on weight loss, or now I want to focus on anxiety. Okay. We also have marketing and content templates, just swipe files and things to make it easy for you to kind of launch your practice and tell everybody, what is hypnosis? Let me answer these questions. We have some of that stuff standard, so you don't have to make it up and can make it easy for you at the very beginning. You probably already do. You probably already have the heart for it, and you just want the formal training. But in my experience, so many of our students come in and they're already great hypnotists. They're already doing a lot of these things naturally. Hypnosis is natural, right? So for that reason, my guess is you're probably already a good hypnotist and you just need the formal training, okay? So if this is right for you, you can get started right away. There is a link here for direct enrollment. If you don't need to talk to Tim, if you're like, I'm sold, like that's it, I don't need to talk to anybody, then you're going to go to direct enrollment. Just get registered there. You'll still get the $500 off using Prosperity. But if you want to talk to Tim, and this is what a lot of people do, they have some additional little questions, right? What about this? What about maybe logistics, something like that? Then you can get on Tim's calendar, and you can also just get on Tim's calendar by applying. That will happen naturally. If you know for sure this sounds really good to you, you can just directly enroll. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for being here today. And it doesn't look like there's any other questions, but if there are, I'm here. All right. Thanks so much, you guys. It's Friday here. The sun is coming through the window. I'm not lying. There is sun. Seriously. I took a video of it, and I'm just being silly because here in the Pacific Northwest, we don't see the sun for 2 months on end. And that's what's happening here right now. If you're here in the Pacific Northwest, thank you, Sue. If you're in the Pacific Northwest, go have some fun sun today. Hope to see you in the hypnosis classroom soon. Please let us know if you have any questions, feedback on this, and we hope to see you in the hypnosis classroom in a month. Bye for now.